We're going to check out the Caron Simply Soft Party yarn, which has a sparkly metallic thread running through it to dress it up a little bit. It is distributed by and made and everything by Yarnspirations, yarnspirations.com. If you go to that website, you'll be able to order the yarn, or you'll be able to find free patterns to use the yarn. This is 99% acrylic, 1% metallic polyester. The metallic polyester is the thread that gives it that sparkle. Everything else, the actual regular yarn, is just acrylic. The color I have is Silver Sparkle. And the reason I like this color is because the sparkle part of this yarn is not just one color, it's different colors. I don't know if you can see that in this video or not, but the sparkly part is yellow and blue and pink and silver. So it has 4 different colors of metallic thread running through it, and I think that's pretty cool. It is a medium weight yarn. You need to use a size 8 knitting needle, 5mm, and you'll get 18 stitches in a 4-inch or 10cm square. If you crochet with this yarn, you'd use a size H or 8 hook, and you'll get 13 single crochets in a 4-inch or 10cm square. It is machine washable and dryable. Do not dry clean, do not iron, and do not bleach. It is 3 ounces per skein, or 85 grams, and each skein has 165 yards, or 150 meters. 2 balls is enough to make a scarf, so you don't need a whole lot of this to make a project. Oh, you know what? That 2 balls is enough to make that scarf. This scarf right here, this pattern that is included on the label. So you need 2 balls to make that, and to make that particular pattern you'd need a size 10.5 needle. So apparently they want the fabric to be loose and flowy for that scarf. Alright, I think that's all we can see on this label. So let's give it a try and see how it knits and crochets. Simply Soft Party. Alright. Calls for a size 8 knitting needle, and I am going to use this little tiny short one I got. Just enough for doing a review, and I won't be slamming into the desk. Now when you use this yarn, you'll want to let go occasionally as you cast on, so that it doesn't become untwisted, because it has a good twist to hold that metallic thread in there. And if you keep holding it as you cast on, it'll start to become untwisted, and then that the metallic thread will come loose and it won't work properly. So just let go of it occasionally and let it retwist on itself. So there's that. I'm going to knit with it. And this Simply Soft Party yarn has a little bit of a different feel to it than the regular Caron Simply Soft. The Caron Simply Soft regular is a little bit shinier than this. This one has more of a dull appearance to it, but the metallic strand makes it sparkle. So there's that. So it knits easily, of course, because it's just a nice standard acrylic. So let's purl with it. It's working well, it's not splitting. I'm using a pair of plastic needles here and having no trouble at all. Smooth knitting. It'd be easy to make a sweater or a scarf or a hat, gloves, socks even to wear around the house, whatever you want. This would be good for making leg warmers because it's easy to knit with and it's not expensive. fun to practice knitting with. If you've never tried knitting before, this would be a good yarn to learn with because it stays together pretty well. And if you ever see the yarn start to become untwisted, if it starts to look like things are coming apart, just let go of it to let it twist back up on itself, and everything will be just fine. Alright, so there's the stockinette fabric, and I love how those little sparkly spots are in there. Looks good. And the fabric has good stitch definition, so if you were to do cables or twists or lace openings in your yarn, it would look really nice. It would show very clearly with this yarn. So now let's do a little bit of garter stitch, just straight knitting. Some of you may be wondering why I'm doing a yarn review of a yarn that is easy to find in the craft stores. The reason I'm doing it is because there are some places in the world where this yarn is not easy to find in a craft store. So, everybody else in the world that doesn't have this yarn at their fingertips can see what it's like on my hands. It feels good. It's not incredibly soft, but it is cushy soft and comfortable. It's not a rough yarn. It's not like the older acrylics that were really rough. It's not like that. It's soft. It has a good feel to it. It would make a very comfortable garment against the skin. It would work well for making a pullover, a turtleneck, a cardigan, gloves, arm warmers, leg warmers. It would work well for all of those. I'm going to do a couple more rows so I can see the garter stitch fabric, how it works. And I'm using the recommended size needles for the yarn. Size 8. And it's working well. Easy to knit with. There. Now you can see stockinette down here, and you can see garter stitch up here, and you can see what I was talking about the stitch definition. It's very clear. So that's how this knits. And of course it's going to unravel very easily. It's not going to get stuck on itself because it's such a smooth acrylic. There we go. Now let's crochet with it. Let's see how that goes. I'm using a size H crochet hook, 5mm. This is a crochet light hook that lights up at the point. I like using this hook when I crochet because sometimes there's dark yarn that's hard to see the stitches and it's hard to see the openings, and so I can turn my light on and see it. Works well. Alright, so the thing to watch out when you crochet with this yarn is it could be easy to split the yarn if you're not careful, and you might catch that metallic thread as you're pulling your hook through. So just be careful as you work the stitches, especially for the first few rows. After that, it won't be so bad. And if you let the yarn flow in your hands instead of gripping it tightly, it will be easy to work with. So see, I'm just barely holding it. I'm just letting it flow through my fingers, and it works best that way. If you hold it real tight, then it'll hurt your hands and it'll be hard to work with. So just let it flow. Pull that up. I'll turn the other way. Do a turning chain. And now the next row is a little bit easier. Now I'm starting to feel how the yarn flows. And I'm still going to mention that it would be easy to split this yarn with a crochet hook and pull that metallic thread from another strand through if you're not careful. So watch for that. So now I'm going to do double crochet. How that works. It's working very smoothly. This is a fast moving yarn, easy to work with. No problemo. Easy peasy. And the sparkles are really nice in that fabric. I hope you can see it. I hope my camera is capturing that because that looks nice. Now I'm going to do some half double crochets. And see how that works. Easy peasy. This yarn is easy to work with. Let's try a triple. Nice. No problem at all. Like I mentioned before, just let the yarn flow and it won't be hard to work with. Don't grip it tight. Here we go. I think I worked that last stitch in the wrong spot. That's alright. I forgive myself. So now you've seen single crochet, double crochet, half double crochet, and treble crochet. They all work fine. And it stretches out to be a nice lacy fabric. So this would be good for making a crocheted sweater, scarf, whatever you want. And I think that the fringe would look nice if you made fringe with this yarn with those metallic threads through it. So now you've seen how it knits and how it crochets. I'm sure you could try other crafting with this yarn and have a good time and have this nice little sparkle added to your finished project. So that was it. Caron Simply Soft Party. Talk to you later. Bye.